everyone, and welcome back to True Crime Pillow Talk with me, Kristen. This is where we talk all things true crime. So if you're new here and you like true crime, you should hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified of any new weekly videos when they're posted. I do want to let you know that all podcast episodes and YouTube videos do require a trigger warning, and things can get a little graphic here. I also post photos if they are not too bad. So if you're of age and you're okay with the trigger warning, then stay here and listen. If not, I understand. But thank you all for your support, and we'll get on to today's case. Today we are talking about the Suitcase Murder, and the person who committed the crime is Melanie Lynn Maguire. She was born October 8th, 1972, and she grew up in Ridgewood and Middletown Township, New Jersey. Melanie also attended Middletown High School South and also went on to further her education at two different colleges. The first college that she went to was Rutgers University. She majored in math and psychology. She graduated from there in 1994, and then she moved on to another college formerly known as Charles E. Gregory School of Nursing. She graduated second in her class, and she graduated in 1997. That school is now called Victorian Bay Medical Center. After she graduated from Charles E. Gregory, she then moved on and got married to United States Navy veteran William T. Maguire. He's also known as Bill, and for the remainder of this episode, I will refer to him as Bill, as that's what his family and his friends called him. Bill was a computer programmer, and Melanie worked at a fertility clinic. Bill and Melanie were married for about 5 years, or right at 5 years, and had two sons when the murder occurred. It is also stated that the Maguire family lived in an apartment/townhome type of deal before they closed on their actual home in Warren County. That's worth $450,000 at the time, on April 28th, 2008. They never actually moved into that home, even though they did close on April 28th, they never moved in. And the reason being is this story. So Melanie and Bill closed on their home on April 28th, like I stated. And then once they got home, we don't know if a fight broke out or an argument or anything like that. We don't have any details leading up to the murder. We just know that Melanie had a syringe filled with chloral hydrate, and she stabbed him with it, and it paralyzed him. It disables you. It's like a disabling prescription. So it disabled him, and then that's when she was able to shoot him 2 times. She shot him once in the head and once in the chest, killing him. And then she dismembered his body with a reciprocating saw and a knife. She cut him up into multiple pieces and then put each body part into industrial garbage bags and sealed them with adhesive tape. Then she took the garbage bags and she stuffed them into a 3-piece Kenneth Cole suitcase set. And after she did that, she drove to Virginia on May 3rd, where she threw the suitcases into the Chesapeake Bay at night. However, there were no eyewitnesses to the murder nor her throwing the suitcases into the bay. So this is just what prosecutors believe happened, and she hasn't denied nor confirmed it. She's just pleaded not guilty to literally everything. On April 29, 2004, Melanie started to work on covering her tracks. She wanted to make sure that her friends knew her alibi, her coworkers knew her alibi, so that when everybody was questioned about where Bill was, they were able to have the same story. So she made sure that she informed them that they had an argument. He open hand slapped her, and this is the first time that they have ever had any abuse occur in the relationship for the 5 years that they were married. There's never been any abuse at all. So she wanted to make that very clear, that this was the first time that he has ever laid a hand on her. And once he slapped her, he walked out. And she hasn't seen him since. She stated to police, though, that he open hand slapped her and then shoved a dryer sheet down her throat and stormed out. So it's two different stories. Not really, but, you know, there's an added part in the story, as you could say. During this time, Melanie, like I stated, was working on her alibi and making sure that her coworkers and her friends knew the story that she was telling people, and made sure that they understood the story clearly so that there was no hiccups whenever they were asked about it. On April 30th, 2004, Bill's Nissan Maxima 2002 was found outside of Flamingo Motel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. On May 5th, the first suitcase with Bill's legs inside of the garbage bags, were found by two fishermen near the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. And obviously this is when the murder investigation started. Bill's car was then towed and impounded after sitting at the Flamingo Motel on May 8th. And in his car, in the passenger seat, they found his cell phone, brochures for other hotels, and they also tried to pick up fingerprints on the car. However, they only got Bill's fingerprints off of the car, nobody else's. And inside the glove compartment in the car was a syringe, which matched the syringes that are used at the fertility clinic, which Melanie works at, and a small prescription bottle of chloral hydrate. On May 11, 2004, the second suitcase was found, and this one was found by a graduate student, containing Bill's head and his torso. And this one was in the Chesapeake Bay as well. Once the second suitcase was found, police obviously did a composite sketch and put that out to the media to see if anybody knew whose body this was. And someone came forward. Her name is Susan Rice. Her husband was a Navy buddy of Bill's, and she recognized the sketch immediately and contacted police and informed them of who she believed that sketch was. This same day, Melanie was signing papers to seek a divorce from Bill and instantly became the prime suspect in the murder. On June 2nd, 2004, the first police interview with Melanie took place, and in this interview, Melanie informs police of the heated argument that took place, the physical altercation, and a dryer sheet being shoved down her throat before he left. She then informed police later in the interview that she locked herself and her son in the bathroom, and she could overhear Bill rummaging through the townhome before yelling to her, "You'll never see me again," and leaving. She then wanted to make sure that police understood that Bill was the type of person to tell people things that upset them and made them angry, and that he also gambled frequently in Atlantic City as well, and that they might be able to find him there. If they go look at the casinos there, they might be able to find him. But what she did not tell police was that 5 weeks prior to this interview, she dropped his car off at the Flamingo Motel, where they picked it up, only found his fingerprints, impounded the car, found his BlackBerry and brochures in the passenger seat, along with chloral hydrate in a prescription bottle in a syringe that matches her syringes used at work. Funny, right? On September 15th, 2004, Virginia police closed their case because the murder did not actually occur in Virginia. The body parts were just found there. Therefore, they had to turn it over to the New Jersey State Police after figuring out that Bill was actually killed in New Jersey. The investigation began, and police found incriminating evidence on Melanie right away, but did not find any evidence of the murder taking place in the townhome, in which detectives believe that is actually where the murder took place. However, they didn't find any blood. They didn't find any evidence. They didn't find anything. There was no massive, like, huge smell of bleach. Whenever they opened the doors or whenever they went there, they did multiple searches. And every time that they would go there, they didn't smell anything. No cleaning products, nothing. And it was just weird to them. Where did he get killed? Where? Because it wasn't at the townhome. Where did he get killed? So that's still up in the air. But they believe he got killed in the townhome. It is what it is what the police say. When questioned by police about the incident of the video that they found, so they found a video that shows Melanie parking Bill's car at the Flamingo Motel. And when asked about the incident, she informed them that it was just a prank. She drove all the way to Atlantic City to see where Bill was and how he was doing. And she saw his car parked out of the Taj Mahal casino. She decided to hop in his car and drive it down the road to the Flamingo Motel as a prank, is what she stated. Then she stated she was so tired from driving from her home all the way to Atlantic City. And from that drive, she decided that after she parked his car, she was going to take a cab all the way back to her house, which she did, which she stated she did. And she also informed police that she slept in the car the entire time on the way back from Atlantic City to where she lived in Warren County. She stated to them that whenever she got back home, she instantly got in another cab and went all the way back to Atlantic City to pick up her Nissan Pathfinder, which she drove there to Atlantic City to spy or look for Bill. So she informed police of all that. However, she filed for a protection order from abuse on Bill. And when asked by the court in which she filed this protection order for, she was asked by them, well, where's Bill? Where can we find Bill so we can talk to Bill about the incident? We can serve him with the order, the protection order. Where's he at? She stated to them she doesn't know where to find him or where he could be. She doesn't know where they could locate him. She has no idea. But then she's able to tell police that she went and looked for him in Atlantic City and saw his car parked at the Taj Mahal casino. These people, they just got to be so dumb whenever they do these murders. You don't even think about what you're saying. Blows my mind. So after she told police that she picked up her Nissan Pathfinder and went back home after her 2 cab trips, the police looked into the cab trips to see if she had an alibi, if it was true, if she was able to prove that she was in the cab, drove all the way back to Brick County, and then from Brick County she went all the way back to Atlantic City again to pick up her car. If it was actually truly just a prank, or if she planted his car at the Flamingo Motel. Well, turns out police did some digging and little Miss Melanie was a liar. She didn't get picked up. She didn't take a cab. She drove all the way there, moved his car, got back in her Nissan Pathfinder, and drove about home. That's what she did. Police even found out that Melanie also had an affair with a coworker from the fertility clinic in which she worked. And his name was Dr. Bradley Miller. Bradley stated that Melanie told him that she actually took 2 more trips to Atlantic City after this mysterious cab ride there prank thing that she did. And the 2 other times that she drove there was on May 2nd and May 18th to check on Bill and to see if his car was there in the same spot that she put it. And he noted this in his testimony when he went on stand. When they found Bill's car parked at the motel, obviously they tested the car for fingerprints. And like I stated before, they only found Bill's on there. They didn't find any of Melanie's or anybody else's. They also believe that there was an accomplice in this murder. However, nobody has come forward. Nobody else has been considered a suspect in this murder. Nobody else has been charged except for Melanie in this murder. So they believe that she had to have had some help, an accomplice in some way, but there's nobody else that they could prove like they proved her to be the murderer in this case. If Bill had a easy tag, it's like a pass. I don't know if everybody has it or not, but toll roads, whenever you go on a toll road or you're on the highway and you're trying to be in the fast lanes and the toll lanes or whatever, they get your ticket. You get a little ticket in the mail. It comes in a few days. Sometimes they're called Easy Pass. Sometimes, like, you have different ones depending on which state you're in. It could be called something different, but really you go under a toll and you get like 2 flashes, and they get the front of your car and they get your license plate, and then they send you a little invoice in the mail. You can either auto draft it off your card, or you pay it with a money order, or you send in a check, or you call and you pay it. That's an Easy Pass. So she was asked by detectives if he had an Easy Pass, if she had an Easy Pass too. And she stated that they did. But they didn't find anything on him. However, they found something on her. They sure did. They found themselves a charge for 99 cents on her car going to Delaware, when she was going to Delaware. And when she was asked why she was going to Delaware, she stated to them that she was going to Delaware to buy furniture because there was no sales tax. I'll tell you, these people here crack you up. So after a few days, once she received the charge on her statement in the mail showing that she, they charged her 99 cents to her card or whatever, they stated that her and someone else who detectives believe was her father contacted Easy Pass to attempt to get the 99-cent charge removed so that police can find it. Okay. Anyways, on April 26, 2004, Melanie purchased a .38 caliber handgun from John's Gun and Tackle in Easton, Pennsylvania. She also purchased wad cutter bullets, and police found that Bill was shot once in the head and once in the chest. Both wounds were from wad cutter bullets from a .38 caliber pistol. The same day, she looked up on her computer, and I quote, "Undetectable poisons and how to commit a murder." The plastic bags that Bill's body parts were found in are the same bags that Melanie and Bill had in their home. As for the luggage bags he was found in, they found the remaining pieces of the set of 3 that his body parts were in. There were a few more pieces to the set. They were located in her basement. Also, while looking for evidence in the townhome, on the bags that his body parts were in, they found paint chips, and the paint chips matched to nail polish. But they were unable to state whether or not it was Melanie's or if they found the nail polish bottle in the townhome. On June 2nd, 2005, which is over a year later from the murder, Melanie took her sons to daycare, age 3 and age 5. The youngest was dropped off at Kinner Castle Child Care Learning Center off of Middlesex Avenue, and the oldest was dropped off at ABZ at Academy on Hillside Avenue. While heading home around 9:30 a.m., police pulled Melanie over on Factory Street and arrested her. She was charged with first-degree murder and booked into the Middlesex County Adult Correctional Center, and her bail was $750,000. She pleaded not guilty, and her attorneys Joe Tacapina, Steve Toronto, and Mark Ward entered a not guilty plea on her behalf, and she posted bail. Although she made bail, she was also in jail for a few days after posting bail due to an administration issue. A spokesman for the Attorney General's office, Paul Lordquette, stated, quote, "She still remains in custody. Bail conditions dictate that she cannot depart the state of New Jersey and she must surrender her passport. That's what's holding this up at this point, if she has a passport. But as of this hour, she's still in custody." End quote. October 11th, 2005, Melanie faced more charges and was arrested on a 4-count indictment that came from the state grand jury. Melanie's bail was raised to $2.1 million at this time, but again, she bonded out and was released again. Fast forward another year, on October 6, 2006, she was then charged with 2 counts of hindering apprehension for allegedly writing letters to the police to get them off of her back. And, you guessed it, she pled not guilty, and she was released again after posting bail, and her bond this time was $10,000. 3 years go by, and on March 5th, 2007, the trial actually started at the Middlesex County Courthouse in New Brunswick, New Jersey. She was convicted of first-degree murder, perjury, desecration of human remains, and possession of a weapon for unlawful purposes. But she was also acquitted of a few charges: 2 counts of hindering apprehension, tampering with evidence, and possession of Xanax without a prescription. Dr. Bradley Miller took the stand at trial and informed everyone that they were in an intimate relationship since 2002. Bradley was also married with young children and stated that he and Melanie discussed before that they were going to get married. They discussed buying a home and having children of their own, but they did not have any immediate plans to divorce their spouses. Miller also told the jury that one time Melanie informed him that Bill stated to her if she was to ever file for a divorce, he would make sure to take the kids and she would never see them or himself ever again. During his time on the stand, it was also brought up how Melanie went to Walgreens to get a prescription for chloral hydrate, written by Dr. Bradley Miller. He previously denied any involvement in that, and it was proved that the handwriting on the prescription did not match his. Another witness that spoke at trial was a co-worker and friend of Melanie's as well. She stated to the jury that her and Melanie discussed the high cost of a divorce a few months prior to the murder taking place. During the testimony from Thomas Linzak, a forensic scientist that worked the case, he stated that he found one of the bullets recovered from the body had greenish-brown fibers on it, and they were consistent with fibers that could be found on furniture. But Thomas could not positively match the fibers on the bullet to the green throw pillow on the couch that the couple had. It was stated from the state that because of those fibers, the gun could have been muffled by a pillow. On July 19, 2007, Melanie was sentenced to life in prison at 34 years old, leaving behind her 2 sons. Per New Jersey law, a life sentence is 75 years in prison, and under the New Jersey's No Early Release Act, she must serve at least 85% of her sentence, or when she's 100 years old, she will be eligible for parole. The judge also sentenced her to an additional 2.5 years to be ran consecutive for perjury charges, and her perjury charges were